Okay, today's quick video is a tour of the Google My Business, or you may hear it explained or referred to as the GMB. I've done videos in the past to show you how to claim your Google My Business listing, and I've also done some to show you how to post in Google My Business. And you may want to refer to some of those for the more detailed stuff, as this is a bit of an overview. But for any local business or even any business in general, it's helpful to control your Google My Business page and to get information on there to help tell Google more about your business. You get reviews in there. There's a lot of important things for any business, especially a local business, to take care of with their Google My Business listing. So let's go in there really quick and take a look at the back end. If you go to business.google.com, it'll take you to your business once you've claimed it and own it. Now, the home of the back end of the Google My Business shows you a bunch of the different things that you can do. So the first thing I want to tell you is to try to be as thorough and specific as possible with your business information. Um, I talked about posts a moment ago. We're going to go first to the info section. So info is where you get to tell Google all the specific information about your business. Now, it's very important that you keep your name, we call it NAP, name, address, phone, business, consistent across the internet. So you want to make sure you can edit your name, you can edit your address information. Now, if you're a service area business, the address is a little less important of late. A couple months ago, Google sort of stopped requiring a specific address for your business. The phone number is very important, and also you're going to have a business service area. Now, this may be new to some of you because it just happened a couple of months ago, but service areas can no longer be a area around your business. So up until a couple months ago, many service area businesses would just do a circle of say 15 miles or 30 miles from their business address. Now you need to actually go in there and specifically add target markets. So especially if you're a local business, I would go in there and specifically add every town around you. You can see here with my business, I added New Jersey and New York and Pennsylvania as states. I actually target the entire United States. I have clients all over the place. But if you're a local business, you might want to add the specific towns you're in. You can add counties. You can add all sorts of things. But I would add as much as you can that's relevant to your business. If you're in a town and you're very local, but you target the 3 or 4 towns that sort of border on your town, list all of them. List those towns, probably list the counties that they're in, and so forth. The more specific information, the better. Every piece of information you give to Google makes that little piece of information relevant to your business. So if you have searched, or if someone is searching the town next to you for your business and Google sees that you've listed that and you've made an effort of pointing out that you target that market, then that makes your business a little bit more relevant for that town. And every little bit helps, as there's hundreds of factors involved in whether Google decides to show you or not. You might as well make sure that you cover these little things that can help you a little bit. Now, for your business category, you have a primary category, and then there's a number of other categories that you can add. Anything that's relevant to your business, you want to put in there. Now, your main and primary focus should be your primary category. But if you offer a lot of other services, then you should add everything you can. Go through there, look up whatever you can, and add all the different categories that you can that are relevant to your business. Now, it's good to put your hours in there. Everything, again, everything you can fill. You want to make sure you have all the information you can on there. Make sure you get your website on there. I actually have not changed um, my website to the HTTPS, the secure version of it. So I'm going to make sure that applies now. You want to have the updated information. Once you go in there, it'll sort of put it in pending mode and eventually it'll go live. Now, an important thing a lot of businesses don't realize is there's a services area in your Google My Business, and you can go in there and edit it. I would go in there and add all the specific things that you do. You can see here I have all the search engine optimization services. All of this is an opportunity to tell Google more about what you offer. And you're not going to get hit for duplicate content if you pull information from your website. So go ahead, go in there, grab some specific descriptions of the different things that you do from your website, add them in here. You don't necessarily, some people balk at, you notice if you edit this stuff, you can add a price, but you don't have to add a price. I've talked to business owners that didn't do it because they thought they had to put a price in there. You can just leave that blank. I don't have prices listed here because we do custom plans for businesses and we build it to their budget. So we don't have a specific price. Um, but you can offer as much as you possibly can in there, all the services you can. I should point out here that some types of businesses, Google does not allow you to list services. There are a lot of these features in the Google My Business that alter or change depending on your type of business. For example, I tried to help a school a few months back, and Google wasn't allowing reviews for schools. So you check on this stuff. If you can fill out the information, definitely do. If you can't, then obviously you can't. Now there's attributes like women owned and veteran led and things like that that you can add to your business. If it's relevant to you, definitely do it. This is the general business description rather than the services. This is more of a high level. Again, be very specific. I would avoid sort of pronouns, and if you can add specific things to what you do, that's better. It feeds the Google beast, as I like to call it, and it gives them more information to your business as an entity. If you have photos of the business itself or of things relevant to the business, add them. The more photos you can add, the better. Add a bunch of them in there. I have videos in there. You can add videos. Typically, they need to be about 30 seconds, or at least they were last I checked. I know because Google wants people on board with this, they're always adding new features. So they're making things better all the time, and you may be able to add longer videos now. Quickly, the website portion here, that's if you don't have a website as a business, it'll make a website for you. Most people in the US, that's more for foreign countries where people don't necessarily always have a website. They're trying to get them to adopt Google My Business. If you have a website here, which you probably should, then you don't need to use that. For the users section, you can actually add people as users. So if you want to give an agency access to do things for you or somebody else in your business to go in and do posts, that kind of thing, then that's where you would do it. You would click this, whoops, you would click this upper right and add a user. And you put their role. You can have owner, manager, communications manager. The different roles have different information there. So that's where you would do that. Now, of course, Google wants you to create ads. If you want to do that, that's some extra stuff if you have more listings. For settings, you can actually decide when you want to be notified about things. So that's important because when people leave reviews, you might want to know about it. If someone leaves a question, which I'll talk about in a moment, you want people to know about that. Um, so you want to make sure you set those so that you are notified when things like that happen. Going back, so if you look at posts, which, like I said, we've done a quick video on how to do a post. It's important to post at least once a week. Posts expire. I would say just put a couple sentences that describe one of your pages on your site and then do a learn more and link to that page on the site. That also helps tell Google more about your site and different pages on the site you can send people to. Now, lastly, Google is providing more and more information about your Google My Business. Google My Business is Google is sort of intercepting a lot of traffic that might have gone to your website in the past and trying to keep searchers on the Google results page rather than send them to your website. So a lot of activity is happening on this Google My Business page that that you might not see in your Google Analytics for your website. But at the same time, I'm sorry, this is in Insights. At the same time, it's actually happening. So you want to make sure you can see some of the queries that people have been looking at in recent days, that type of thing. It'll show you queries. It'll show you total searches that you showed up in for local searches, types of things like whether you're on maps or just on search, phone calls or messages through the app. But you can have text messages come to your business by setting up messaging. That's a little more advanced, so I'm not going to go into that heavily here. But all of that is very important. Go in there, fill everything out with as much information as you can. It's going to help you. Try to get people to leave you reviews. You can respond to reviews back here. It's good to respond to reviews. That's very helpful. And then last but not least, I want to take you out to the front end of the search. Let's see if I can find that on here. If you search for your business, whoops, your business name and town, it'll bring up your local listing on what we call the front end or in the Google actual search results listings rather than the back where we just were that you control. But this is where you can also seed questions. It's where you can answer questions as well. But you see where it says questions and answers. So on your business, people can ask questions. But you can also seed it with your own questions. It's almost like an FAQ page from the old websites that would have FAQ pages. So it's good to give yourself some sort of softball questions that are easy to answer and help point even more information about Google and then answer them. For example, here are a few that I wrote. It actually tells you that the owner is answering the question. I asked, do you help businesses that have suddenly disappeared from Google? How long have you been in business? That type of thing. So go in there from the front end, ask these questions using the account that owns the business. You can then go in and answer the question and it'll list it as the owner. So one thing to keep in mind is anybody can answer these questions. Just like anyone can ask a question, anyone can answer it. So you want to be very vigilant of what people are saying. If they're answering questions in ways you don't necessarily like the way it's written, you want to get in there and answer it the proper way. But I definitely recommend putting probably 3 to 5 seed questions about your business in there and thoroughly answer them and explain more information for people to see and for Google to read about your business. Hopefully, this little tour of the Google My Business was very helpful, and I recommend you take this and use it for your own business, and you'll start moving up in the local search rankings. Thanks.